Hello, welcome back, guys. That was a very productive session earlier today with our writing, so hopefully let's make this just as productive. Hope everyone has their template. It is in the description if you want to grab that and get their hard copy, or it's a PDF so you can use it in GoodNotes or Notability or whatever software you're using. Okay, guys, let's dive on in. Say yay in the chat is if you are ready to get some planning done. I realized that over the last, I was basically playing with some different formats, so I'm like looking at my previous one that I did, I'm like, that's not what I had in mind. But that's okay. There's one thing that bugs me about the current template, so I'm trying to make it more, let's see, easier to use, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Basically, I want to make it so that we can have more visual. That's the word I was looking for. This is close, but I want to tweak it ever so slightly because it's just a little bit more I want to give. So I think I have an idea of how to do that. And it will basically be working with like the distractions area mostly. But I want more of a visual so we can see where our pockets of time are that are not claimed, which is my goal. Okay, guys. Are you all settled? Do you have your template printed out, ready to go? Are you ready to get some planning done? You can do it in a notebook as well. It works as well. It's just with the template. It's a bit easier because you can just fill it in. You don't have to label anything, right? Okay, guys, we are going to dive on into our first panel. So, welcome to Let's Plan the Right Way. We're going to be using this template here. The changes I mostly want to make would be in here. So I'm going to tweak it. I haven't done it yet. I'm kind of playing with ideas and layouts at this point. So I'm not changing it until I am satisfied and happy with something. And then I will put it out to you guys. So that's our page 1, which is very much about the ordinary world and our everyday lives. We are the have to stuff. This is the have to stuff. This is our protected time. This is the special world. This is the stuff that we want to be doing, that we want to make time for, that we want to make sure that we're making time for. All right, guys. So backstory. We're going to start with that first sliver on the left-hand side there. That's just to take us through, and we're going to look at the set of events that have occurred before the main story. So we have our gold star moments, our proud moments. We have the distractions and best fixes. So things went wrong, but that's okay because we are going to see what we learned from that. And then what we've been avoiding, and that first little itty bitty baby step that we're going to take so that we can slide right on in and get it off our plate. All right, guys. So, reflection. You're going to celebrate your successes and gold star moments. You're going to analyze your challenges, your biggest distractions, and your best fixes. We want to start cataloging our best fixes so that when things do go sideways, we can reach for these and they're in our toolbox. And they are there for us to figure out how to keep moving even when life gets in the way. And then finally, the third one is, what are you avoiding? Why? Does it still matter? We're going to break it down, define that first little baby action step, and we're going to make it priority number 1 for Monday morning. Okay, guys, let's take our first 2 minutes and do a little bit of celebrating, a little analysis, and a little bit of getting stuff done. And go. What did you come up with? I have a silly one that I am avoiding right now, and that is choosing my next developmental editing class. And mostly because I think I want to take both of them. I just don't know if I have the brain power to do both of them and keep writing Project Ballad. And I think it's also the one that I'm more interested in is the one that I can take anytime, whereas the other one is actually going to be a traditional live course, and that one will be, I would have to take that like starting in a week. Is it 2 weeks? 2 weeks. So I'm like, conflicted. Okay, guys, we're gonna keep on moving. If there's anything you want to celebrate and what you've accomplished this week, let me know. Let us know so we can cheer you on. Guys, so the next section, as I said, is this distractions. These are all the things that come into our lives, in and out, that we have to take care of, that we can't ignore, but they do chew up a lot of our time. So we want to be able to take an actual hard look at this and see where the things are that we have to do ourselves and the things that we can delegate, or maybe even just stop doing or find a different system for doing. Okay, guys, so the first one we have is major conflicts. This is breaks in routine. So right around this time of year, we're looking at vacations coming at us. There's lots of conferences, semi-major holiday. We do have Father's Day coming up next Sunday on the 16th. If you have a surgery that's scheduled, what can you do to get ahead of that so you're more organized so you can just focus on recovering? So we're basically, these are bigger gaps in time where you're going to have to take a little bit longer to reset and get back into regular routine. Hey, Jenna. And basically, do you want to relax, participate, enjoy, or recover? Like one of our friends right now is on vacation with family in England. And because of a project that came their way, she's now having to work on her vacation, which she didn't plan. And I don't know if there's much she could have done about it because it kind of landed in their lap right before they were leaving. So that's one of those examples where suddenly, where she was just going to relax and enjoy, she's now going to be having to divide her time a little bit. So basically what we're looking at here is just note down what the conflict is. It's not really a bad thing, but what it is, how long it's going to be, and then sort of start thinking about strategies of the things you can get done in advance so that you will free up some time. That's what we're looking for here. I don't even put a timer on this because I figure you guys, not everyone's going to work with this, need this one, but if you do have something, try to write something down and start thinking about strategies. That's why we use the worksheet. Let's see, Jenna, let's see, joining in for a planning session from the beginning. Well, that's very cool. Hi, guys. What everybody has is important dates for the next 2 weeks. So these are holidays, events, birthdays, appointments, and commitments. And there's a space there under reminders for noting travel time, action steps, prep, confirmation if needed, and any paperwork. So let's take a quick 2 minutes and list out what those are. If you use a monthly planner, use that, pull that out for details of what's coming up. Or if you're like me, you're going to pull up Google Calendar because that's where everything ends up getting placed in. All right, guys, let's get that up and running and go. Hey, Kat. That's right. Oops. Um, 15th. Okay. Okay, guys. That is a busy 2 weeks, but it's good. It's good to know in advance, right? Hey, Aria. Hey, Kat. All right, guys, we're going to dive on into our next one. What do your next 2 weeks look like? I have some decisions to make. I think some days have freed up because of other decisions. I think some things are now claimed. We do have, I have to figure out how to do it. On the 15th, there's supposed to be registration for my daughter's Special Olympics stuff, but I'm going to figure out how long it goes for, because maybe I can do writing with you guys beforehand. And then after, it's going to be a fun weekend. As I said earlier in the writing sprints, I will not be, there's no lives tomorrow because we have a scheduled hydro maintenance thing going on in our area. So I have no idea whether I'm going to have internet. I have no idea if I'm going to have power. I have no idea what's going to happen. All I know is my tech is getting unplugged, and hopefully all will be very quick and easy. I don't have any real answers, though, other than a window they gave us, which is a good chunk of the day, which is not good. And then on the 16th is Father's Day, so that will be off as well. All right, guys. This is all the other part of that section, life tasks. All the little things that we have to get done, regardless if we want to or not. So chores, errands, there's a sleep equation there to help you to define how much sleep you want, and thus what time you need to be heading to bed in order to get that window of sleep. Groceries, meal planning, and cooking overview, so you can check off which meals you're responsible for when you want to do your grocery shopping, and if you want to do any meal planning. There's morning and evening routines, if there's anything you want to add or take away. And then of course, there's banking and bill due dates, anything that you want to get noted there. And other can be any maybe change in the day job schedule, maybe some note you want to put down for family time, and maybe some insurance is due, making sure that we're always staying on top of these things so that they don't get missed. That's basically what this section is for. So let's take 2 minutes and just fill out any details that you feel that is relevant that you do not want to forget. These are kind of just thinking in terms of your top 3, the things that you want to make sure you're getting done, and then your maybe, could, should list, right? And proceed for 2 minutes and go. This will probably be okay. Anything exciting that you get to look forward to? I just realized I put that under the wrong spot. Let's put that under here. There. Did you guys come up with anything interesting? I'm trying to go to bed a little bit earlier, and my hope being that I get a half-hour reading time, and then I have a nice long 8-hour sleep. So turning off the telly a little bit earlier and heading into comfy bed sleep mode very shortly after. Kat, my next 2 weeks are pretty open. We'll have to do chores, but we got the groceries to last me and my sister for the 2 weeks. We have church tomorrow, but the rest of the time is free. Very cool. I like when it lines up like that. Okay, guys, our next section is called the ticking clock, because we are going to analyze where a lot of our time goes. A time limit or deadline that adds constraint, obstacles, and ensures the protagonist must act. Cat plus HB90 Bootcamp starts on Father's Day. You are so right. There is an affiliate link in the description, guys, if you want to find out more about that. It is a quarterly planning system. It is quite awesome. And yeah, check it out and see if you're interested. If you use my affiliate link, I would highly appreciate that. It helps support this channel. So thank you, guys. All right, guys, let's dive on in and let's analyze what 168 hours actually looks like. It's a little bit surprising. So knowledge of time. What isn't on the list? You may have noticed that there is no place on the list for self-care or health exercise. That's because I believe time for both should be protected, thus belongs on page 2. This is my top goal always, because it supports me in everything else that I do. And the self-care is literally calculated right into the system. It is 5% plus of your protected time, built right into the calculation. So you're always leaving time for you to just recharge and refill the well and do the fun things that don't have to end up creating anything. There's no product involved. There's just joy. That's all we're looking for there. All right, guys. So knowledge of time. You have 168 hours this week. Most of them are already spoken for. So 49 hours for sleep. That is 7 hours a night, guys, which I don't recommend, but I know many of us do, because we want to get everything done. We're going to start looking at time a little differently here. So please write down the kind of sleep that you actually need, because we're trying to make healthier choices here. Okay, 45 for the day job. That is a full-time 40-hour-a-week job with a half-hour travel time there and back. 21 for meals and cooking. If you're doing a lot of the cooking and not just the eating, you're going to need that time, right? So think about what your roles are and how much time you have to give to each. Family time, I always put down a couple hours a night so we can just hang out together. We're all busy, so we do like to come together in the evening and spend some quality time together. 2 for errands, 3 for chores, and 3.5 hours each for morning and evening routines. That's only a half hour each. Again, if you need more time, please take that. That leaves 27 hours for your goals. What does your time look like? So let's take a quick 2 minutes and let's fill it in and be honest with yourself. Give the time that you need to be happy and healthy. It's better to have a little less time for your goals, but be healthy overall and keep yourself from getting sick and burnt out, guys. Right? Okay, and proceed. Okay, what did you guys end up with for protected time once you did the calculation? I have 51. I'm heavily debating on taking one off of there and giving it to the other. I think I've been pretty liberal with the time that I've given myself, but I want to make sure that that one particular area has more than enough time. So I think I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to steal one away, and I'm going to give that to the chores area for this week because I want to give a little more focus to that. Let's do, so we're going to that. So 50 hours. What did you guys come up with? Okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. There. Okay, so the next part we have here is called the story beats. It's a storyboard, which is a quick overview so that you can see, kind of give a shape to your week ahead. It's the frame over which you drape your plot. That is what a story beat is. In this case, we're going to use F for full days, H for half days. So a full day is you have all the time in the world to do whatever you want. A half day usually is you go to work and the rest of the day is free. Pinch days. Pinch days are those special little things that every once in a while come into our lives where everything just kind of lands on that one day and it just, time just seems to disappear. We've all had them. And by the end of the day, you are an exhausted pigeon. You are done, right? We don't have a lot of those, but at least if you know it's coming, you can manage it, right? Life task days are the days where you're running errands and you're running around. That usually swallows up a little more time than you have planned because, well, life, right? And then true days off are You're taking that day off to do the fun things that you want to do. Jenna, I am rather excited for it. Oh yes, I am going to get started on the prelay work for it this coming week, I think. Yeah, I want to do some journaling and really just thinking and diving in. Okay, guys, so let's take a quick 2 minutes and fill out that storyboard with the shape that you see your week adding up to. Oops. And whoops, get over there and go. Friday. This is a day off. Actually, hmm. So what shape did your week take? Did you end it with any pinch days? I have the day off for Sunday. I have life task days is going to be Wednesday, although I'm almost tempted to call that a pinch day. It's just dancing the line. It feels like it. I feel so exhausted by the end of the day. I got 3 full days and 2 half days, although the one semi-tempted to be a half. Although I have most of the time that I want. I need to find I want an in-between. An H plus day. It's a little more than the half, but I have a little extra, but it's not quite a full day. Okay, guys. Let's keep moving along. So now when we flip to the other side, we have a lovely section called the math. This is it's not as complicated as this looks. It is literally just so it would line up nicely with the rest of the sheet. So what we have here is we have the percentage, and we have the hours that we will be able to have for that particular thing. This is always my health goal because that is my most important thing. And my fun list is my self-care, and that is built right into the calculation that we're about to do. And then everything else breaks down. Big goal, medium goals, and small goals. So protected time is time kept safe or defended against interruption so you can achieve what matters to you. This is an important part that we want to stop giving our time away. We want to start giving it more value. It's not just time off because we're not at some day job. This is time that we need in order to achieve our goals. See, Kat, I might have to miss the rest of the stream. My dog needs to go out for a walk. Poppers. Okay, guys. So first one is our health, the health goal in 3 parts. This is why I also say this is the big goal, because there's more than just going to the gym in here. There is the movement and exercise, which I like to combine with the new skills section so that I'm learning while moving. There's dietary choices and thinking about your diet and learning about how you can serve your body better. There's mental, there's meditation, and then there's all the different parts of planning that we do. Our daily, weekly planning, our monthly, quarterly, our business and goal setting planning, our budgets, and our scheduling that self-care, making sure that it gets in there and making sure that we honor it and we take those breaks, right? And then there's self-discovery, which is your journaling, your morning pages, your process evaluation, and those personal goals that you want to achieve. I like a 6-week rotation for that because it allows me to check in and make sure that everything is going as I need it to, but at the same time, a short enough time that I can tweak and make changes. So that's why the 40% will be going to health for me anyway. So when I say this, it's because this is how we break down our protected time. The first rule around here is we don't give 100%. Using the right way, we have a total of 95%. This way we have something in spare for that self-care, for taking care of ourselves. So our big goal is 40%, the medium goals are 20%, and the small goals are 5%. Let's take a look at what that is in hours. So, and we're also rounding up or rounding down, depending, using, of course, 0.5 or higher, you round up, 0.4 and under, then you round down. So 27 hours, which is what our example has. 40% is 11 hours. We rounded that up. 20% is 5 hours each. Those are rounded down. 5% is 1 hour each, which does not seem like a lot, but if it's focused time, you get a lot done. And remember, those are just your small goals, right? So those get rounded down as well. So that's 24 hours of focused time. And then there is your fun list. So that leaves 3 hours, which is the remainder that's going to go on to, which is the difference for your fun list. That's your 5% plus the remainder. And yes, you could tweak this and put a little bit more onto one of the other areas, just and make it for what works for you, but give yourself enough time to actually have some true relaxation in there. So what does your focus time look like? You're going to use that protected time number that you came up with in the ticking clock exercise, and you're going to multiply that by the percentage. So let's see. So if I take 50 and I multiply it by 40%, that gives me 20. So let's take 2 minutes and we will figure out what the percentages are and go. So I'm going to make that. Okay, what did you come up with? I ended up taking from my third small goal, and I took an hour off of that to give a little more time to my self-care because I know I don't need that much time for that one. So I trimmed a little bit off to put it into my self-care category. So you can always do that, or you can combine if that's easier too. Maybe there's something that isn't, maybe the 5% isn't going to quite do it, so you can put two of them together and just write across the two boxes, and then you have 10% of the time to work with. And just do the number of course, goals that work for you that you need, right? I find that I often have my top 4, and then the other 2 are kind of sometimes maybes, and I will use the time from those until I'm ready to give more of a commitment to them. So how did you guys do? So now we're going to do the fun part. We're going to name those goals. This is just the big picture categories. Mine are health, writing, editing, YouTube, social media, which I have kind of combined into one now. I was trying to keep them separate for a while, but they always ended up kind of living together in the same pocket, so that was fine. I have home on here right now because I have a couple really bigger projects that I'm tackling, so I want to give a deeper focused time to those. And then I have creative income, which is some fun things that I'm trying to build up behind the scenes. So let's do a quick 2 minutes and we will name those goals and just give that big picture to each one and go. Okay, are you guys ready to jump on into the next section? Let's see. I am very tempted this week to put on hold the creative income and give that extra time to the home plan, because some of these projects, I did my bedroom closet and that took me, I thought it would take a few hours. It took me more like 6. So I may want to give myself a little bit more time to that. And that's okay, because that's an itty bitty baby project that's in its infancy. And if it gets delayed by a week, I'm okay with that because the other is more important right now. So you can always move and shift things to make it so things are coming together for you. So the next section is our plotting and the plan. Series of related events making up a story. Hey, Erin. And an intention or decision about what one is going to do. So the plotting side is for your projects. And the plan is for the strategies you're going to use, and the things that you're going to, the tools you're going to use to implement. So things like live sprints and getting together with a friend at a coffee shop to write. Things like that, like anything that you can think of that's going to help support it. Reading material that you're bringing, that you want to read to help support your understanding of something. Just any of those little things that you want to write down. And then the details of what you also want to get done will fall into the plan. So do you want to write 6 scenes this week? Do you want to, for your health goal, are you trying to walk a certain number of steps each week? Are you, so think about these pieces that you want to put in there. So for our projects, we're looking at what's ongoing, what's recurring, what's new, what's on hold, and what's pulled from your monthly or quarterly plan. It's designated for this week. All right, guys, let's get our 2-minute timer up. And if you did your monthly planning with me, you can pull up your, where is she? Let me pull this puppy out. And then you can see what's on your plan for that that you created at the end of May there. All right, guys, and begin. You know what I need to? Journal. Okay. What did you come up with? For both for the HB90 and for editing this week, I think I'm going to permit myself a little extra journaling time for both, so I can start mining for what really matters, the things that I want to be moving forward to on my whys, and just have just that quiet moment with myself to basically assess what actually I want to see getting done and what really matters to me. See the plan. This is the subtasks to keep in mind. So your admin tasks, your banking, your meetings, your workshops or courses, skill-based videos and reading that you want to do. So what I love to do is combo watching a YouTube video or listening to a podcast while getting in my steps. I find that just so much, it frees me up. I find it harder to read and walk. I don't know why. I've been trying to do that too as well, but I think it's a little more distracting. Live sprints that you can attend to help do body doubling, and also built-in accountability, journaling, again, like I said, for just helping mine your the ideas in your mind and really start bringing things a little more cohesively together. Targets you want to hit. This is a big one. Try to write those down. Give yourself mini little deadlines all the time and batch together related tasks. There's also the other little section off the side for deep focus. This is where you would like to maybe dive in and do a more focused sessions of 2 to 3 hours. And you can just write in there the day that you would like to do that, and you have a time in mind. And then think about what you might want to have on an agenda for that session, so you're making sure that you're really using it well. Okay, guys, so I'll go back to this guy and let's proceed for 2 minutes and start breaking these projects down into their mini steps for the week and go. And a moment, guys, I realize I need to find out where this is. I don't actually know where that is. And that would make a difference as to the other timing for things. All right, guys. So now into the fun. We're going to dive on into our fun list. Our favorite activities: getting outdoors, trying something new, reading, and playing games. And it doesn't matter which type, it's all good for you. And if you can involve a friend or a family member, even more fun, more laughs, right? Okay, guys, let's populate that little section there. I've given you 5 bubbles, but if you can think of some more that you might want to do. The idea is that often what happens is when we want to sit down and we get some free time, or we've scheduled free time, we don't actually know what to do, so we end up scrolling on our phones. So let's make our mini fun list, and that way we can just, when we go into our scheduled self-care time, we know what we want to do. We already have a list, and go. Okay, what was the funnest thing you got to put onto your fun list? I'm hoping, fingers crossed, do a little D&D this week. Just even it's a little one shot with my daughter and just goof around. We're still learning, so we're having fun doing anything we can when we cat, I'm back overheated, but I'm now back inside. Well, that's good. Okay, guys, we're going to go into that final little section where we look at the protagonist, you, the character who drives the action. So we're basically creating Protagonist 2.0, the better version of ourselves. And these are just some strategies we can use to do that. So we have new or continued skills. What knowledge are you lacking? Sources for this information to fill in the gap can be YouTube, books, or courses. Is this free, something you have to apply for, or something you have to purchase? So in other words, whether you have to budget for it, something you have to wait for a response, someone else is a gatekeeper, or is it free and you just go ahead and start watching and listening and learning? What is your reading study time going to look like? Coursework, how much is due? What is it due? How do you need to submit it? Do you need any special software, etc.? What does your practice time look like? So you're mastering that skill. And then evaluation. How are you going? Is someone else doing the evaluating, or are you going to have to evaluate your own progress and be the one who measures whether you're, taking in the information and understanding it or not? Okay, guys, let's do our 2-minute timer and figure out. One of my favorite for this is, for writing craft anyway, is ebooks, and I devour them and I love them. All right, guys, and begin. What is this? Oh, sinuses. Oh, sorry. I think there's new pollen that's trying to get me. So on that one, I ended up having, asking myself more a series of questions. I know what I'm currently reading for information on mystery, but the thing is, I don't actually know. There's a mystery element in the story that I'm writing, but she kind of finds out currently, at least in this variation of the draft, she learns about it through just making mistakes, and then she finds out. So, not mistakes, doing what she does, just going about her normal ways that she would do things, and then she finds this out. So I kind of want her I kind of want it to open earlier with her feeling like she doesn't know the whole story and she wants to know more. So maybe when things start to unravel, she could take more of an active role instead of just finding out. So I'm trying to read this cozy mystery book, trying to find how I can bring what I kind of feel like I would like to see in there into it. So we'll get there. All right, guys. The next one is misbeliefs. What bad choices have you been making that are affecting your overall health, energy, and concentration? The example is making one small change this week is to drink water in place of sugary drinks. Nothing wrong with the occasional sugary drink. I drink them myself, but I try to balance it out with lots and lots of water because unfortunately it is not the healthiest thing for you, but it does taste good. So what can you be doing that would be a healthier choice? A little tweak that you can make in your day and your life to make just to improve all that energy level. Maybe currently snacking on a bag of candy to keep at your desk. Maybe you can grab a small bowl of it instead of having more. That way you have a controlled serving. That's another way of doing it. All right, and begin. And hey, Ashley, welcome. So what did you guys come up with? I refer to myself as a vampire. And my goal for now that we're in the nicer months, we're getting there anyway, is to get outside more and get more sunlight. I am a person that avoids spring because of all the pollen, but that's sort of starting to fall down now. So now it's kind of that sweet spot of the year when I love to be outside and get a little more sun, get a little more vitamin D, get a little more fresh oxygen. And I am happy in my office, but I do need to have a little more outdoors. So that's my goal for the week. Let's see. So finally, we have our daily habits. So what 3 to 5 things do you want to work on daily this week? What goals are they connected to? So I have the example of walking 5K per day is connected to your health goal. And daily writing would be connected to your writing goal. You don't necessarily have to do actual writing, but stay connected with your story. That's what I highly recommend. It's just easier to dive on if you're doing some kind of small something with your writing project each day. So even if it's just taking notes or reading a craft book or scribbling down some brainstorming ideas for some scenes or something. And then, and of course, getting some words in as well. But it can come in many shapes and sizes, right? Okay, guys, we are going to dive on in, and I'm going to sneeze. Pardon me. Oh, I'm sorry. That one was not going to be silenced. Oh. Ashley, we just got our tax bill. Yikes. Oh no. And my husband and I just came up with a plan so I can get in more work hours. I work full time. He's a stay-at-home dad. I think it's going to help. That's good. That's good. Balancing it all out, eh? And I need an extra 1 to 2 hours more of writing time a day to get my next 2 books out for sure. So what are you giving up? Can you give anything up? What is there? Where are you going to find that 1 to 2 hours? Because that's always the strategy. I find when I want more time, it's usually the first thing that goes is sleep, and then I regret it. So try not to have it be your sleep. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? That's good. What did you come up with? And Ashley, so we definitely need to get up earlier. Now that the baby is sleeping so much better, I could definitely get up an hour earlier and still be getting enough sleep. Well, that's good. Yeah, as long as it's not a bad trade-off, right? Don't do something that's going to cause you to burn out. Don't do something that's going to cause you to be too exhausted and tired all the time. So yeah, always take care of the body, the being, because this is what we need to, this is what's going to allow us to do, right? Ashley, so we are going to get up an hour earlier, and I'm going to take a shorter lunch break. I can easily be upstairs for an hour and a half, laugh out loud. I love family time, but this is just temporarily until I catch up. Exactly. So the coolest thing that are I actually, for the first time ever, I think actually have a daily habit that kind of supports sort of one for each. One is sort of a general, it's the journaling, so that kind of covers everybody, but it's actually nice to actually see that now. Ashley, thankfully the baby is only waking up once at night for like 20 minutes, so it's not bad at all. Hey, that's very doable. All right, guys, so the rising action, all the events that happen in the story on the way to the climax. So you're going to create your outline by getting out your planner, and you're going to take your worksheet that you just filled out here, your template, and you're going to start filling in and creating your plan. You know when the things that are scheduled are happening, and then you're going to schedule in the protected time, that deep focus time for your various goals. So you're going to create your master plan ideal week. You're going to secure your protected time in your planner. Treat it like it's the day job. Put in the blocks of time where you are going to sit down and work. Schedule your self-care, your mental health, and your buffer days. And as always, guys, this is your first draft of your weekly plan, so make adjustments as needed. Sometimes once you start seeing it actually mapped out on the weekly, it kind of has a different feel. All right, so give yourself that freedom, guys. Kat, for the next 2 weeks, my sis and I will have to take turns to wake up early to take the puppy outside first thing. Perfect. Ashley, I always say puppies are just as much work as babies. I've heard. Well, Yeah, puppies definitely. As they get older, they get more laid back. Cat, yes, Ashley, and she's a 2-year-old pup. Laugh out loud. Mine is a 7-year-old old man. He's very mellow. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you found that productive. Next week, we might do the planning even earlier. I'm leaning toward Friday because Sunday is Father's Day. Saturday has a few things that I may have to do for my daughter. So we may be able to sneak some writing in there, but I have a feeling planning is going to maybe be on the Friday. So watch for that. I will get those notifications out as fast as I can. Usually around Thursday is my time, Thursday, Friday, but I'll try to get up a little earlier this week. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. That was very productive. I'm looking forward to this plan. I am excited for it. I feel really good. Yeah, I can't wait to dive in and just do some of the fun things and a lot of journaling, because I know there's a lot of things that I want to really think about and get some clarification on. Ashley, I've literally never planned out my week before. I'll try it. Oh, definitely give it a try. It gives you peace of mind because you are in control. As much as any of us can have control, at least you know what's coming at you. And that one way, when something surprisingly does come at you that wasn't planned, you can look at where you can fit it in. You can look where you can move things around because you've already looked at your time and what you can kind of do with it. And you know where you can make adjustments that way. Okay, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you guys next weekend. Grab your planners down, make them pretty, guys, make them functional, best of all, and get that template down into your planner so you have that full view for the week ahead. Thank you, guys. I'll see you